Welcome, possibly welcome back, grade 12s. We're on exercise 7. Question 5 is the last question of the exercise, and yet possibly one of the easier ones. There's a 3D diagram, vertical towers, angles of elevation, yet if you look at it, they're just two triangles. That's it. They haven't told us where the right angle is, so therefore we can always just think of this as two triangles. But let's read and see what's going on. The shaded part is always going to be the base, the ground, if you want, the floor. And then PQ is a vertical tower, so that's going to stick straight up, so there's going to be a right angle, and the right angle is shown to us in the diagram. There's our right angle. PQ is at right angles to QS. But these are in different planes. Okay, so that's the first bit they tell us. QRS is a triangle in the horizontal plane. QPS is a triangle in the vertical plane. So one's in the horizontal, one's in the vertical. PQ is a vertical tower of height h. Cool, written in the diagram. The angle of elevation from S to the top of the tower, so if you're standing at S and you're looking up to the top of the tower, is beta, which again is in the diagram. QSR equals alpha, SR equals QR equals X. Whoever sets up these questions seems to love isosceles triangles because they come up more often than not. Anyway, maybe that's just my observation, but doesn't it seem like that? We always see these. And therefore, I must move into autopilot to go, I don't want to have to prove yet, but if that's alpha, this part here is alpha, and this part here is 180 minus 2 alpha. I think we've done it in like 3 questions, if not 4. That many, and many on question 5. So we've almost done it on every one. So 180 minus 2 alpha. And in this top triangle, we've got a right angle triangle, so I'm expecting sine, cos, tan. But you know what? Just from doing this exercise, I've done enough to expect it to be tan because there's beta, h there is opposite, and QS is the line segment that's in both triangles, and that's the adjacent one. So again, it feels very samey, which is hopefully a good thing in that we're getting comfortable and used to it, or maybe not just yet, and we'll get there. Okay, so that's enough waffling on about putting stuff in the diagram. Let's work with it. We need to prove h is this whole thing here, 2x tan beta cos alpha. Well, in our bottom gray triangle, in triangle QSR, we could just use the sine rule. So we're trying to find QS because that's what joins the two triangles. So QS, I generally put the top thing I don't know, top left, and I'm going to use the sine rule and go sine 180 minus 2 alpha. With a bit of luck, you can already see what's going to happen. Can we expect we're going to use the cast diagram, the double angle formula, and something's going to cancel? If not, well, stick around and say when you see it. I won't know, but pause the video and go, I see it now. Okay, so QS, and we've got any of these other sides, x over sine alpha. Because of course it didn't really matter, it was an isosceles triangle. Okay, so sine 180 minus 2 alpha is just sine of 2 alpha, which is 2 sine alpha cos alpha. Sine alphas are going to cancel. Up to you how many of those steps you show, but I would show at least that reduced x over sine alpha, and I would definitely show that turned into sine alpha cos alpha, that you've used the double angle formula over sine alpha, and that those cancel. So therefore we know that QS is 2x cos alpha. Now I say like, oh yes, obviously, because we've done a few like that, but just be careful to show all your working as well, because when you're doing this in an assessment, well, in any case, in the exercise, it's good practice to show you're working and get that practice too. Okay, so we know what QS is. It's 2x cos alpha. That means that we know what that thing is there. And now in this other triangle, it's like we've done before, we're going to work with tan beta, and it's kind of given to us over there as well. So tan of beta in that triangle is opposite over adjacent. Adjacent is QS. You know what I'm about to say. I'm going to manipulate this equation while it's in a nice easy form, which means that QS we can substitute is 2x cos alpha, that's what we just worked out earlier, times tan beta equals h That's what that is. That means that... Put a smiley face behind me. That's no good. There we go. Smiley face. Let's put it so we can see it. Okay. I won't see you in the next one because I think that was it. Sad face.